The Ferrari 348 is a mid-engined, rear-wheel drive V8-powered two-seat sports car by Ferrari S.p.A, replacing the 328 in 1989 and continuing until 1995. 348 terabytes, TS, the 348, badged 348 terabytes for the Cooper copyright and 348 TS for the Targa versions, features a normally aspirated 3.4-liter version of the quad-cam, 4-valve per-cylinder V8 engine. As with its predecessors, the model number was derived from this configuration, with the first two digits being the displacement and the third being the number of cylinders. The engine, which produced 300 HP, was mounted longitudinally and coupled to a transverse manual gearbox, like the Mondial T with which the 348 shared many components. This was a significant change for Ferrari, with most previous small Ferraris using a transverse engine with longitudinal transmission. The T in the model name 348 terabytes and TS refers to the transverse position of the gearbox. Overall, 2,895 examples of the 348 terabytes and 4,230 of the 348 TS were produced. The 348 styling differed from previous models with straight side air intakes and rectangular tail lights resembling the Testarossa. The F355 that replaced it returned to the styling cues of the 328 with round tail lights and rounded side air scoops. 57 Challenge models were built for owners who wanted a more track-ready car. The 348 was fitted with dual computer engine management using twin Bosch Motronic ECUs, double redundant anti-lock brakes, and self-diagnosing air conditioning and heating systems. Late versions have Japanese-made starter motors and Nippon Denso power generators to improve reliability, as well as the battery located within the front left fender for better weight distribution. US spec 348s have OBDI engine management systems, though European variants do not come with a self-test push button installed, which is needed to activate this troubleshooting feature. Similar to the Testarossa but departing from the BB512 and 308/328, the oil and coolant radiators were relocated from the nose to the sides, widening the waist of the car substantially, but making the cabin much easier to cool since hoses routing warm water no longer ran underneath the cabin as in the older front radiator cars. This also had the side effect of making the doors very wide. The 348 was equipped with a dry sump oil system to prevent oil starvation at high speeds and during hard cornering. The oil level can only be accurately checked on the dipstick when the motor is running due to this setup. The 348 was fitted with adjustable ride height suspension and a removable rear subframe to speed up the removal of the engine for maintenance. This vehicle also served as a test mule for the Ferrari Enzo. 3 of these were made. 348 Series Speciale. Between 1992 and 1993 Ferrari made 100 units of 348 Series Speciale of TB and TS versions. It was a limited edition only made for the US market. The main technical modifications consisted in a revised engine which produced 312 bhp at 7,200 rpm, a wider rear track, a free-flow exhaust system, a shorter ratio final drive and Pirelli P0 tires. Ferrari indicates a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 5.3 seconds and a standing a 1/4 mile of 13.75 seconds. Several modifications were made to the body design as well: new front spoiler to optimize aerodynamics similar to the F40, new front grille with chrome prancing horse, bumpers and rocker panels in body color, engine cover in body color, modified taillight assembly and new rear grille with chrome prancing horse. The cars were offered with F40-style sport seats in Connelly leather, but the regular 348 seats could be specially ordered. The door panels were also modified and made of leather. Each car is numbered, with a 348 Series Speciale plate on the passenger's side doorpost. In 1994, a further 15 units were produced, bringing the total production of this limited edition to 115. 348 Challenge. The 348 was designated for the Ferrari Challenge that debuted in 1993 and included the Italian and European series. Apart from a more powerful engine, The car had different exhaust systems, slick tires, better brakes and upgraded aerodynamics. The 348 Challenge also carried all safety-regulated kits. The car's final season was in 1995 and was replaced subsequently by the F355 Challenge. 348 GTB, GTS, Spider. In late 1993 the 348 was revised, featuring subtle styling changes and more power, this time producing 312 bhp and 320 HP from the same 3.4-litre engine, with an improved engine management system, Bosch Motronic 2.7, new exhaust system. The revised cars are called 348 GTB and GTS and were presented to the public as the 348 GT versions, equipped with the F119H engine. The F119H engine got a bump in compression ratio up to 10.81 versus the F119D and F119G 10.4:1 compression ratio, taller intake plenums, fuel pressure was raised from 3.4 bar to 3.8 bar, and different camshaft timing. For these models, both the engine hood panel and lower body skirts were body-colored instead of black, and the rear track was 1 inch wider due to the mounting area, on the inside, of the rear wheels being thicker. The suspension geometry was revised which greatly enhanced its handling, ride and body control. The fuel tank was also smaller in order to reduce overall weight and provide space to improve chassis rigidity. The 348 Spider model was also introduced, in line with the phasing out of the Mondial Cabriolet. 1,090 units were made of this style. 348 GT Competition. In 1993 Ferrari presented a lightened, from 1370 kg dry weight of 348 GTB to 1180 kg/2601 pounds dry weight, 348 GT Competition model designed for the GT Championship. Safety equipment was carried from the Challenge versions. Brake system was derived from the F40 Evolution model. The cars also had changed suspension and exhaust systems. The engine had 320 horsepower. Around 50 were ever made, including 8 RHD. Special features included 3-part speedline rims, and Kevlar seats for weight reduction. Furthering the weight reduction, Ferrari used carbon fiber for the bumpers and doors, removed the floor mats, and even removed the air conditioning. The final drive in the gearbox was changed to 25/27 ratio to help with acceleration. Specifications: TB&TS, engine, DOHC, 32-valve V8, 3405 cc/207.77 SID, bore stroke, 85 mm x 75 mm, power, 300 bhp at 7200 rpms, maximum torque, 238 pounds-per-foot, 324 Nm at 4200 rpms, transmission, 5-speed manual, chassis, steel platform and subframe, suspension, independent all-round, brakes, 4-wheel disc ABS, max. Speed, 275 km/h, acceleration, 0–100 km/h, 5.6 s, 0–161 km/h, 11.5 s. 1/4 mile 13.8 s, GTB, GTS and Spider, engine, F119H, DOHC, 32-valve V8, 3405 cc, bore stroke, 85 mm x 75 mm, compression ratio, 10.81, power, 320 bhp at 7200 rpms, maximum torque, 238 pounds-per-foot, 324 Nm at 5000 rpms, transmission, 5-speed manual, chassis, steel platform and subframe, suspension, independent all-round, brakes, 4-wheel disc ABS, max. Speed, 281.5 km/h, acceleration, 0–100 km/h, 5.4 s, 0–161 km/h, 12.0 s. 1/4 mile 13.6 s. Zagato elaboration, between 1991 and 1992, A number of adventurous owners let Zagato extensively modify their 348 TBs into Zagato elaborations. While the cars certainly looked faster than their stock counterparts, the engine and running gear remained identical to the 348 TB. At the front of the car, a new bumper removed the original Euro unregistered trademark S.p.A central grille and also replaced its prancing horse. Each side was flanked with enlarged NACA ducts. At the rear, Zagato fabricated a new engine cover with a clear glass section to reveal the V8 below, a new triple light arrangement and an electronically operated spoiler were added. Probably the only subtle modification made was the double bubble roof, which was a signature Zagato touch. The idea was that Zagato could lower the roofline of a car, but retain enough headroom for each occupant. Other elaboration modifications included custom racing alloy wheels, external fuel filler caps and a completely reworked interior including a 3-inch rear-view screen and suede upholstery. Zagato initially announced a production run of 22 examples, but only 10 or 12 cars were made. Notes. References: Buckley, Martin and Rees, Chris. World Encyclopedia of Cars. London, Arness Publishing. ISBN A1-84038-083-7A.